at the LIRAT for the National Tillage Conference 2019, and we obviously face severe challenges in our tillage sector, be that the loss of chemistries, increased EU regulations, but we also have climate change, and our varieties at the moment, as indeed across Europe, are not resilient enough. So the goal of a lot of our research now in crops research in Oak Park is to work on developing more resilient varieties through genetics. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to breed varieties with better resilience that give farmers, I suppose, more insurance really when they put the seed in the ground, that they know they're going to get a profitable return on that particular crop? So we do that using genetics. We have modern breeding techniques, things such as gene editing, but we also use the more classical breeding techniques that people will be familiar with. But really what's a fundamental imperative for any breeding program is basically the ability to go out into a field and what we call phenotype, which effectively means evaluate the field or evaluate the varieties in the field. So we do that every year at Oak Park. Tens of thousands of plots are phenotyped, evaluated, and that data is pooled with our genetic information, and that allows us to cross-reference. So basically, rather than just saying, okay, we have a line in a field which is, say, resistant to septoria or fusarium or has better nutrient use efficiency, now we have material that is showing that phenotype, but actually now we have a molecular fingerprint to work with it, and that allows us to tag that trait through a breeding program. So for us, in terms of breeding, what it means is at the start you stand out with maybe 500 or 1,000 lines of a breeding program. You can quickly cull that population down to 50 or 40, because if they don't have the molecular tag, what's the point in working with them? And that allows us to do much more focused studies, both in the field and the glasshouse. And the ultimate goal here, of course, is to deliver varieties out to the farmer as quickly as possible. So at the moment it takes somewhere between 7 to 10 years to breed a new cereal variety, potato varieties up to 13 years. Using modern breeding techniques we can reduce potato down below 10, maybe even 8 years, and for cereals we're looking at 5 to 6 years. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, because obviously the program has been running for 3 or 4 years already, we will be able to start introducing varieties with breeders out to farmers with better disease resistant profiles. So for the farmer, what does this mean? What it means is reduced inputs, and again it comes back to that insurance and the support, knowing that that particular crop in the ground requires less fungicide inputs or possibly less fertilizer inputs, and it gives them flexibility in their program. For the farmer, obviously it's increased sustainability. There's a reduced environmental impact as well of the crop, which of course meets consumer demands. So the consumer is becoming much more educated in regard to food production. They're aware of what they want, what they don't want, and in regard to reducing inputs, that obviously is a key target both for consumer and for the farmer.